Good morning to you. Welcome to this Good Morning Friday episode. Good morning Tottenham away Friday episode. Oh my God, the heavens have opened up here in North London. Just sick and tired of rain, ain't gonna lie. I get the cold, but the rain as well on top of it. Oh, guys, we've got lunchtime kickoff tomorrow against Wolves. We await the press conference from Ange Postecoglou a little bit later on the day. But this video, I just wanted to speak a little bit about our injury situation with the likes of Van der Ven, which is what mainly I want to be speaking about. And of course, Maddison. They are obviously two of the ones that, the most important ones out of the injuries and suspensions that we got. Is obviously suspension is a different subject altogether. But with the likes of Van der Ven, obviously people got a little bit happy when they saw the sort of photo of him at the training ground, in his training kit, no bandage around the leg or anything. Guys, I want to exclude straight away, he ain't going to be playing tomorrow. That's the first thing. For those who even believe for a second he'll be playing tomorrow, he ain't going to be playing tomorrow. And for me, he's going to be out for a long while. The fact that we saw him in his training outfit at the training ground doesn't mean anything in regards to thinking, oh, perhaps the injury isn't as bad as feared. Of course, the hope is that the injury isn't as bad as feared. And obviously, the time since it's happened, since Monday night, and obviously we're now on a Friday, there's not been any communication from the club. So they clearly wanted to see any kind of development. I'm just getting an update about James Maddison as we speak. So James Maddison, I've just got notification that he's been withdrawn from the England team. I'll get into that as well. So there's clearly... they've wanted to wait to see maybe there's swelling in there. And obviously when you've got swelling and all that stuff, you can't get really the full extent as to how badly the injury is until it calms down a little bit. And then obviously the scan that will be done later today will give us a clear indication how bad the injury is and how long the recovery period will be. I don't, honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't expect him back this year. I thought the injury was a bad one, limping off, he got carried. Yes, he walked with it a little bit, he still had to get help from everyone else, with to the physios to take him off the pitch. So I don't expect him back this year. I'm expecting him back at the very earliest in January. So it's a bad one for me. We're going to miss him because we don't have another player with his characteristics in the squad line, left-sided, left-footed player with his characteristics, pace, speed, power, and we just don't. And that's our error for not getting an extra defender in the summer. But so I don't see him being back this year. And everybody, I see like everyone's got their own version of what they think he's got and how long it's going to be, estimation, and nobody knows anything. Everybody out there is guessing because the club have not communicated with us about the injury. The scan has not been done. It's getting done today. So everything that you have heard up until this point, it's BS. Everyone's playing a guessing game. They're like filling in gaps they feel they need to fill without absolutely having conclusive proof of what the issue is. So hold out today. Obviously, Ange Postecoglou as a press conference later will probably reveal to us all what he has and how long it'll be. Hopefully, like I said, it's not as bad as feared. If it's, you know, me saying anything more on it would be absolutely, would just put me in that bracket as well. So I'm not going to say any more until I've heard about it. And once we know the facts, then we'll expand on it a little bit more. How it will affect us moving forward for the December fixtures. Maddison, I was just going to talk about him because Maddison originally got called up by England. And my thought process is, well, if he's injured, why has he been getting called by England? Unless the doctors want to give him the call up, then they can verify it for themselves to then decide whether the injury is worth him keeping him in the camp or sending him home. Of course, just as we were speaking, I got the notification that's come up, and it said that James Maddison has been withdrawn from the England squad due to his ankle injury. So again, another player that I don't fully expect to be in the lineup tomorrow. And the fact the international duty has come at this time, maybe it will allow him to recover and bring him back for our following game against Aston Villa. In regards to tomorrow, of course, we would there'll be a watch along and everything else in tomorrow lunchtime. We have alternatives for Maddison in the likes of, obviously, albeit with different characteristics, of course. We have Højbjerg that can come in the same way he did against Chelsea, but that was a different scenario given the player. We was down to like 10 players by that point, or even 9. We've got Bentancur that can come in and fill in that spot. And, of course, we've got Lo Celso, who seems to be growing more and more down the pecking. It seems to be going down the pecking order more and more with every player that comes in. You know, he's behind behind Højbjerg and now Bentancur, it feels. We showed weight. For characteristics-wise, for the role that Madison covers, for me, it suits more for Lo Celso. But it just seems to be that my feeling, guys, let me know what you think and how you interpret it. My feeling is that Postecoglou doesn't have too much with Lo Celso. It's not quite there. It feels like, certainly by his selection, certainly when Lo Celso has been available, it doesn't seem to be quite there. So I don't know if it doesn't rate him as a player, or he doesn't think he's a good fit for the way that we play. So out of all the ones that we've spoken about, given that Sarr and Bissouma are available too, my feeling is that we're going to go with Bentancur. That's my personal feeling. I would like to know what you guys think, if we're likely to go with him or Højbjerg. Given the reasons that I've just said about Lo Celso, of course, I feel like Lo Celso is probably the closest to that number 10 that Maddison feels. But for the rest of them, obviously the defence has to be looked at. I'm not even going to get into that. But it's going to be a proper makeshift defence with only Pedro Porro as the only one from the back four that we've been playing for weeks. So Dyer, Emerson, Davis, I mean, I don't know. The kid himself, Phillips, might be in the running. We'll probably have more indication as it comes up, either later on the day or tomorrow morning before kickoff. Right now, it's all up in the air which back four we're going to be playing. But from the midfield upwards, obviously someone coming in for Madison, I expect and obviously Richarlison is out as well now. Having had his surgery, so he's going to be out for a few weeks. So it looks like, at least for now, the forward line is probably the only certainty out of the lot, with Kulu, Son and Brennan Johnson. Sarr and Bissouma expected to start. Who's going to be in that attacking mid role that Madison covers? And of course a back four that anybody's guess right now. Guys, let me know your thoughts about everything that we've just spoken about. How you see the team, what back four we're gonna come up with, and who do you see taking Maddison's place? Let me know all your thoughts, what you have in your mind in the comments below. Don't forget, guys, the Friday Night Live show is on tonight, and make sure you lock that in. And of course, the watch along with Tottenham away will be on tomorrow. As always, forever always, it's come on you Spurs.